Right, so let's kick off where the last video left us, which was just sketching one exponential function. So the one that we had in the video looked something like that. F of x equals minus 4 times 2 to the x plus 6 plus 8. And let's just work our way through a bit more steadily. Okay, so for this function, let's just have, I always say let's have our axes ready to go so we can jot down these crucial bits of information. Asymptotes, asymptotes, asymptotes. Always our starting point. This value here says that we're moving the graph up by 8. That's our Q value. Q always tells us what's happening, moving things up and down. So if we've moved it up by 8, our asymptote, which was on this axis, has moved up. So let's draw our asymptote in nice dotted line, y equals 8. Okay, so that's part of the puzzle done. This negative 4, our a value, says that it's negative, so it's reflected it. So already expecting our function to look like that, because 2 to the x looks like this. That's what 2 to the x looks like. Therefore, when it's negative, it's going to be going down. I don't want to draw it in yet because I don't know where it's crossing the x and the y axis. So I'm not sure if it's going to look like that, if it's going to look like that, if it's going to look like that. I don't know what the x and y intercepts are going to be. So I'm just going to leave those out for now. But jotting down here, I know the shape of it. Okay, this x plus 6, well, remember the plus 6 is saying we're going to do kind of the opposite. So we're going to be moving it left by 6, because it's plus 6, we're going to move it left by 6. So instead of it going through here, we know that it's going to go through on the left here. So I think it's going to go through here. It's definitely going to have an intercept down here, which means that it's going to go down here. But again, maybe we don't want to plot it, because let's work out what those intercepts are. We know it's going to have an x-intercept, and if it's got an x-intercept, we know it must have a y-intercept as well, because it's crossing here and must keep going down. So let's work out the y-intercept first. Normally easiest, for the y-intercept, we substitute 0 in. Okay, so minus 4 times 2 to the 0 plus 6 plus 8. Now we've got 2 to the power of something a bit bigger than normally we just say 2 to the 0. That's one bit more difficult, but hey, we've got a calculator somewhere around here. Sure, that will help us. Minus 4 times 2 to the power of 6 plus 8 minus 248. Okay, so that y-intercept is way down here somewhere. Negative 248. And I keep saying, because I think it's useful, when x is 0, y is negative 248. So write it as coordinates, we know what we're dealing with. Okay, now we want to find out what the x-intercept is. Well, we know that the y value is then 0. So 0 equals negative 4 times 2 to the x plus 6 plus 8. Okay, let's solve this. Negative 8, so negative 8 equals negative 4 times 2 to the x plus 6. Okay, divide both sides by negative 4. So negative 8 gives us 2 equals 2 to the x plus 6. Well, 2 is 2 to the power of 1. Base is the same, exponent's the same. So 1 equals x plus 6. Okay, so what plus 6 gives you 1? Well, from there we can subtract 6 from both sides. X equals negative 5. What we're working out again? Oh yeah, when x is negative 5, y is 0. Okay, now we've got two coordinates. There's 1, there's 1. We know the shape's going to look like this. Goes down quite quickly. This point here must have been this one here, because this y value is 0, and this point here was 0, negative 248. That's just going to be our process for all the exponentials. Now, we're only going to spend a day on exponentials because they're important, but they're not nearly as important as the hyperbolas and the parabolas. So we're going to get back into those, and parabolas we still need to spend a bit of time changing into turning point form and doing a few things. So we're going to find ourselves back there. So I'm going to give you I think I've got 4 functions for you to do. That's what you're going to work through today, and keep reading through the feedback as I'm sending it back to you, and keep at it.